So I wish to welcome again. I wish to welcome you again to this session. And we are only going to take a very short time because there are a number of activities running in our institution, and we hope you also participate. There is an event coming at the lecture theatre where we have 100 women in technology congregating, led by one of my colleagues, Madam Ngonke. Somebody, okay, that is it. So we also wish to see you there after this session. So first of all, let me check the attendance and know who is not in. Zainab Aljab, John Zeren,
Present.
Jepletin,
Present.
Chelangat,
Present.
Luiga,
Present.
Grace,
Present.
Wanjiro,
Yes.
Wamnyor. She's called Wamnyor. Wamnyor, not Wamnyor. She's called Wamnyor. So, basically today we are going to talk about managing employee relations. So, when is today?
13.
13th June. And we are going to talk about employee relations. First of all, maybe before I go ahead, what do you understand by the word relations? Relations. Relations. You know you must relate. Yes, yes.
This is the relationship between individuals at work and an organization and what they share for.
But the class is over now. Grace has answered everything. Yes, Joan, I'm talking about relations.
Relations is the bond between individuals, organizations,
Yes.
and employees at the workplace.
A clap for them all. Thank you. It is just a relationship between people. So, by the end of this session, I expect you to be able to define employee relations and at least discuss the importance of employee relations. So, basically, when we are talking about employee relations, we mean that these are people working in the same organization. Now, when it comes to definition, I want the two of you who are in front and the two at the back to discuss, to write here the meaning of employee relations, and the two at the back to write the meaning of employee relations. Then we will harmonize and then agree on one. Remember I said in my last session that every answer is an answer, as long as it's well represented, well articulated, and well understood. It can be a correct answer. So, as they go through, as they are writing about employee relations, how many of us here, the rest who are not doing it because I've given a pair, then the next assessment will be for another pair. How many of us here have ever worked for any company, any organization, or any institution? Yes, Arafin, yes, Patience, yes. So the two of them have ever worked for an organization, yes. Which kind of organization was it? A school, a hospital?
It was a company.
It was a company dealing in
The manufacturing.
manufacturing. What kind of setting was it?
It was a county government.
It was a county government. So definitely, when you go to work in a place, there's something we call as relations. How you relate with others will definitely tell you how productive or how successful the organization can be. I want to hear from this pair. What do you have about employee relations?
It is the effort of a company,
It
the effort that a company makes to manage the relationship between employers and employees.
It is the effort
A company makes
a company makes
to manage the relationship between employers and employees.
to manage the relationship between the employer and the employee. So here we are talking about the employer. I'll choose randomly. Who is an employer, Gladys? Somebody else
An employer is a person
is a person
that hires one or more individuals to perform a work.
that hires one or more individuals to perform a work or a task.
Yes.
Yes. So before I go to the next definition of employee, maybe just the next word, employee. What does your pair have?
So employee relations,
Yes.
it entails managing relationships between employers and employees in the workplace.
And thumbs up for all of them. Thank you very much. When we talk about employee relationship, what we simply mean is the relationship between the employer and the employee for the success of the organization. Remember, when you are recruited or you are employed to work for that organization, the organization had a goal, had a particular goal that you want to achieve. Maybe if it's a production company, if they were producing 30 units per day, with your input there, and I'm assuming we are paying you 30,000 shillings. We expect our production units to go to as far as 40. So, in this context, amongst yourselves, this brings us to what we call as the importance of employee relations. Right there.
Yes.
And now we have defined, we have seen there is the word employer, and we have seen there is the word employee, and we have seen there is the word relations. This brings us to the importance. Why should we have, me and you, why should we have a good relationship between me and the employer, or between patients and the company she was working for? What was the importance of that relationship? And now this brings me, yes,
So I can say what importance.
yes. Or somebody already knows what the importance of employee relation is. Yes, yes, you can try.
It improves productivity of the company.
It improves productivity for the company. A thumbs up for her. Yes, it improves productivity of the company. Yes, anybody else? Remember we are trying, right? And the teacher will clarify and give purified answers. Yes, yes, Grace.
Minimization of conflict.
Minimization of conflict. Actually, a place where people are working, definitely there are conflicts that arise. The conflict may arise from maybe one is being allocated extra work than the other. So a conflict of interest may arise. Any other person with another version? Yes, Sarah.
It boosts employee retention.
It boosts employees' retention. Who can respond on that point?
Okay, me, I can expound my point.
Yes.
You see, workers are more likely to stay in organizations
Yes.
where they feel respected and fairly treated.
Where they feel respected and fairly treated. Where they feel respected and fairly treated. Remember, you cannot just go to work in an organization where you are mistreated. The reason is a recent outcry from our ladies who go to work in the Middle East countries. So that we get some stories, some horror stories that they are being mistreated. So, but if there's a good relationship between the employer and the employee, we are likely to retain the employer here.
Yes.
Now, amongst yourselves, I want, how many are you in class? Class rep?
Yeah,
importance, and this here to highlight one importance. As they're highlighting the importance, as I know, as they're highlighting the importance, they know, I know you live in the city. What's good in the city? What is good in the city? Madam, that's okay. That is just by the way. We will overcome this. In the quest for justice, there are those who are sacrificed. As you are thinking of the importance and sharing with your colleague, I will only request one group to stand up. The group at the back. Come and compare the answer with the group in front. Then this group will give us at least 4 answers, and I believe that will be a good team. Yes. Okay, after doing that, what do you have there, Sheila? Yes.
It ensures compliance with labor laws.
It ensures compliance with labor laws. Compliance with labor laws. Anything else? Anything else? No?
Boost the employee morale.
It boosts the employee morale. Yes. Grace?
It boosts organizational performance.
Boosts organizational
Performance.
Performance. And last thing from Diana at the back.
It reduces conflict.
It reduces conflict. Oh, thumbs up for all the inputs. Okay, thank you for that. And I believe that was a wonderful session, and we really wish we do more and we read ahead, because when you read ahead, it really motivates us. So there's something I want us to do in a very short time. There's something we call as below expectation, meeting expectations, exceeding expectations. So, how many of you today have understood employees' relations and feel that they are comfortable? Even if it's one side in an exam, they'll do better. 6 is a good number. How many meet a meeting expectation? 1. So you can find out from your colleagues what. For your assignment, this is what you should have, and you can write down. Discuss the elements of employee relations. Otherwise, I wish you
Discuss
the elements of employee relation, both formal and informal. Discuss the elements of employees' relations, both formal and informal. Otherwise, I wish you a fantastic evening, and I hope to see you at the lecture later. Have a wonderful evening. Yes, ma'am.